All right. I wanted to hop on and do completing the square because I know that one's difficult, and I could only imagine learning it on my own, like through my labs trying to learn it. So I wanted to make a video kind of as if we were doing this together so that I could talk it out. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't checked the videos on Pearson, so the videos on there may be great. And if you love them, stop this one, do what you want, and move on. But if you want me to show you how I personally take this, then here you go. All right, so completing the square, the first thing I do is group. So I put the x's together, so I have x squared plus 4x. To save you a step, I'm going to go ahead and put a line there. Then I group the y squared and the y together. I don't know why. Sometimes I make my y's loopy and sometimes I make them like stick straight. I don't have no rhyme or reason. Sorry. All right. And then I put the constant on the other side by itself. So it was minus. To bring it to the other side is to add. So positive 20. All right. If you have done your circles homework, you know that my end result here after some steps is to have it so that I can easily tell what the centers are, so H and K, and I can easily tell what the radius is. Okay? In order to do that, I need to add b over 2 squared. So if you remember quadratics, the number in front of the squared is a, the number in front of the constant or the variable to the first power is b, and then the last number is c. So b over 2 squared. And I'm going to do that twice for both x, and y. Okay. So for x, I'm going to do this in multiple steps. Eventually, when you do this enough times, you do not need as many steps, but I'd rather give you too many than not enough. So that looks like this. It looks like 4 over 2 quantity squared because this middle number here is 4. Here, it looks like negative 2 over 2 quantity squared because this number here is negative 2. If you think about in science class the scales where if you put something here, you have to match the something here. If you think about that being an equation, we've added some stuff to this side. So that means we need to add some stuff to the right side. And in order to keep it balanced, the sum stuff should be the exact same stuff to keep it balanced. Okay. Let's just do the easy math side first for a second. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Squared is 1. Okay. So this side I get 25. Okay, that's looking good. This side, if I simplify, I already discovered that that was 4 and that this was positive 1. And if I think of these in two separate pieces here, so if I think about this, think about factoring that. So remember when we factor, we say what two numbers multiply to get this number and add to get this number. Well, because of what we put here, the answer should always be the middle number divided by 2. So the middle number divided by 2. Oops, this squared should not be here. All right, so this becomes x plus 2 times x plus 2. But instead of writing that, we're going to write x plus 2 quantity squared. Now this is kind of looking like I want it. What about this part here? Same idea. What multiplies together to get positive 1 and adds to get negative 2? Well, if you take that middle number and divide it by 2, you get negative 1. And that happens to be what it is because x minus 1 times x minus 1 is y squared minus 2y plus 1. So now I have my final answer. It is complete. The only other thing is on your test, it then asks, what is the center? Well, the center is the opposite of the x value, the opposite of the y value. Okay. What is the radius? The radius, remember this is r squared. So what does that mean? R has to be 5 because 5 squared is 25. So then it doesn't ask me to in this problem, but if I wanted to graph, actually it might ask me to graph. I don't know, I didn't read the whole thing. Yes, graph the equation. I would go to -2, 1 for my center. If my radius is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My graph is nowhere near equal, so my circle looks about as good as you expect it. But that's the whole reason we complete the square, because it was much easier to see that there and here. Once it was in standard form, so this is called standard form. And so that's why we want to put it in standard form when we're given the general form.